Hey friends, let's do something different today. A few years ago, I took up the study of Lenormand and I found it to be very interesting and a lot of fun to learn, but very different from tarot. And so I did these practices, or actually what I would call training and learning. And eventually it got to be too much, and I ended up pausing my learning and kind of setting it aside. But I still like to tinker with Lenormand periodically. And what I was going to do today was combine a little bit of Lenormand with my tarot. Now, my friend Robin over at Spirit Said Style put together this grid. And this was part of an 11-page document where she went into the houses and how we could combine either Lenormand, Tarot, or Oracle in order to work with the Shem angels. And, if anyone is interested in that, I will link her original video as well as the link for the document if it's something that you find interesting. And what I thought I would do today is kind of put together a spread that will allow me to read on multiple areas in one shot. And so I think the best way to do something like this, for filming purposes anyways, is to use something like this. So today I'm going to be using my Charm Cast tarot. I think it would be perfect for this exercise. But really you could, in essence, lay it out with tarot, full-size tarot cards. You would just need, a large space in order to do that. And so what I'm going to do is draw cards. You hear that? This is the reason why I ended up going with this with this set, because the sound, I love the sound, and to me it reminded me of the sound that the enamel dominoes make when you are giving them a shuffle on the table, and I just had to have these. So I am going to take a minute and I'm going to lay out each of my cards. Okay, that was a task, but now I have all my tarot charms laid out over all of the houses. So let's say, for example, uh, house number 1, right? That would be house of the writer. And say my question was, well, what kind of messages or news am I receiving about my current situation? Well, I could come over here and look at number 1, writer, which is could be a new message or a new person. So what kind of message or news can I expect to receive? And I see here the 5 of Pentacles, right? So perhaps I could be receiving incoming news of someone who is perhaps feeling left out, feeling like they're on a journey on their own. And it's quite ironic because just this morning, I did receive, I did receive a similar message. But yeah, so I won't say very much on that, but this resonates for me very much. And that's kind of, what you would do with this. Now I'm gonna leave it face up for now, and we can kind of move through some of these. And you can see, like, if you had multiple questions, this would be a great way to kind of, go about something like that. And the nice thing about the Lenormand is that it's great for practical everyday things. It's a great system, and maybe one day I'll get back into it again. But this is me dipping my toe in just to kind of see how it goes. Card number 8. So that is going to be, I think, this one. Yeah. Okay, so card number 8, that, or sorry, not card, but that house number 8 is the house of the coffin. So as you could imagine, coffin speaks to something that is ending. So what endings or transformations are occurring in my life? So if I flip that one over, I see the King of Cups as my message. So, what endings or transformations are occurring in my life? It's interesting that this would be the card that would come up. I've actually drawn the king multiple times this month during my self love study that I have been working on. So, I could definitely see that I could potentially be leveling up in this space, which is a space that I tend to need a little bit of help with, because I tend to overwhelm or get overwhelmed by emotion at times. So I love this, and it is an ending, but I do, or not so much an ending, more of a transformation, and one that I'm looking forward to. So you see how you could kind of use one reading for multiple topics. So let's say that I wanted to know more about work. For career, some people like to use Fox, which I think, is it this one? Yes. Okay. Yes. See, so Fox, workers, deceiver, or cunning. So here I have drawn the Six of Wands. That's quite encouraging. Uh, I love that. Makes me very happy to see that. So again, this is just like a little like pulse check into different areas or aspects of your life. 21 is the house of the mountain. So what obstacles or challenges do I need to overcome? Well, let's find 21. Oh, close. Okay, right here. 21. Mountain obstacles or hardship. Ooh, and so see, I got the Two of Pentacles. So balancing obligations right now seems to be a challenge. Balancing work, balancing home, balancing the channel, balancing my health, balancing all the things and the people that are important for me seems to be my greatest hardship. How about 32, House of the Moon? So the moon in Lenormand is very similar to the moon in tarot. And you'll find that some of them are similar and some are different. So let's look at the moon. What emotions or intuitions should I pay attention to? So the moon is 32 here. Emotions or intuition? Ooh, Knight of Wands. Yes, I actually pulled the Knight of Wands yesterday, and it was an encouragement to take a great giant step forward. And so now it's coming up again in the house of the moon, which talks to emotions and intuition. So I see this as a confirmation because, again, I pulled this card yesterday. So this is telling me, yes, you need to do the thing and you need to face it with this kind of passion and dedication and drive without backing down. I love that. Now, let's take a look at one that is slightly different, right? So, the Tower. Usually in the tarot, the Tower card would speak to something crumbling that we have been struggling to hold on to or maintain or keep in some way when it isn't really in our best interest. In the Lenormand, the Tower is a little bit different. The Tower card would speak to authority or institutions, restrictions, regulations, hierarchy, that type of thing, which is why I do believe that I used to use the Tower card as my work card. But okay, this is just like an example, right, of how some of the cards are the same and some are not. So in the Lenormand, it's more about, like, say, institutions, um, restrictions, and such. So that will be number 19. So is it this one? Yes. See, so Tower, big business, security. Oh, and we got the Two of Wands. Two of Wands. So early stages of something, preparations. The question was, what structures or authorities are influencing my situation? So if I view this from a work lens, because I do work for a major corporation, if I look at this from a work perspective, what's influencing my situation? Well, things are changing or have been changing. And now that changes have taken place, the teams are looking at, okay, how does this work for the team and what do we need to do moving forward? So I do see a lot of this energy coming through at work. So that was just an example of how some of them are similar and some are different. And I don't know, I mean, there's a lot of cards in the Lenormand that I think are really cool. Um, but let's see, House of the Heart. That's one that sticks out to me right now. Usually when you do a Lenormand spread, you would look at, the heart of the matter. So House of the Heart, what matters of love or passion are affecting me? So that will be number 24. Okay. Heart, love, and hope. Ooh, Two of Cups. That's so cool. How synchronistic is that? Love and hope. Two of Cups. Card of relationships, of intertwining, even sometimes self love, working with the inner self, which is so great because I have been doing a lot of thinking and reflecting this month as I work through a tarot challenge around the themes of self love. So this resonates very much with me. What matters of love or passion are affecting me? Matters of the inner self, incorporating, aligning, and facing those inner shadows. I love that. That is so cool. Let's see. The other one that I wouldn't say it's like a favorite, but I do have certain cards that I'm like, ooh, Woo! And one of those is the ring, right? The house of the ring. The ring speaks to commitment. So let's hear. House of the ring, that would be 25. So here, commitment, marriage. Ooh, look at that. The sun. I say I have a very special relationship with the sun card. I think this is super cool to get the sun in this space. Commitment with optimism and with joy. Now, obviously, you can read up on all of the houses to get deeper meanings. So, if I pull out my book here, number 25. So, let's say I'm going to set this gently here. I have tabbed these just to make it easier for myself. So, here is number 25, the ring. It's a little difficult to see, so I'll hold it over here. So the playing card inset is the Ace of Clubs with this one, and the primary vibe is connections, agreements, and continuous cycles. So this card is considered a positive or neutral card. And, this is a great book, by the way. It gives you all the base keywords, the concepts, and then if we flip over, it gives you descriptive words, how to read them depending on the style that you're using for reading. And then over here, we have the house meanings. So that would be relationships, commitments, continuous cycles. What are you committed to? What continues? What's going on with your relationships and your partnerships? What do you agree with? Well, I agree with it all. Everything's great and wonderful. Oh my goodness gracious. Lenormand is a lot of fun. And I think like the biggest thing or the challenge that I had is like tarot seems like so mystical and you have to really like use your brain to, find the connections and all the different things. But with Lenormand, it was so like direct and straightforward that it was hard sometimes to make your brain think that way after which is why I decided to pause because it was hard for me to flex my brain both ways at the same time. So I thought, you know what, learn one first all the way, and then if you want to pursue, then you can. So this is a way that I could help to keep my skills fresh so that I don't forget the things that I've learned so that when I'm ready, I can jump back into it. All right, so let's take a look at some of the other cards. Let's look at a card that's considered negative. Let's see. As you could imagine, House of Cross would be a burden. I always imagine like the martyr, someone, dragging the proverbial cross around. What would that be? What is it that we drag around that doesn't belong to us, right? What burdens or spiritual lessons am I facing? Well, this one's easy because it's the last card. So, cross, duty, religion, burden. Oh, okay. We have the King of Swords. King, oh, so that's interesting. Two kings so far. King of Swords as the burden. King of Swords as the burden. So, what burdens or spiritual lessons? Lessons in communication, lessons in speaking mindfully, lessons in balancing heart and mind. Yeah, definitely a sense of or a general overtone of communication here. Okay, what else? Mice. That's a good one. So mice is usually, when you think about mice, they eat away at things and they destroy things in a matter of of moments, right? So House of the Mice. What worries or losses should I be mindful of? So that is number 23. Is it this? Okay. 23. See, mice decrease or disease. Okay. Oh, Hierophant. Hierophant for in the house of the mice. So let me think about this for a moment. Worries or losses that I should be mindful of. Perhaps changes in spiritual practices or beliefs or dogmas, or getting to, actually let go of some of the things that I potentially grew up with that are no longer in alignment for me. That's interesting to get that card there. Okay. I mean, I guess I could go in order, but what would be the fun of that? All right. Um, what else? Ooh, let's look at 6. House of the Clouds. What creates confusion or unclarity for me? Number 6. Okay. This? Okay. Clouds. Unknown, doubt, confuse. Oh, 10 of Swords. Damn. All right. Unknown, doubt, confusion. What creates confusion or unclarity for me? Well, there's a theme here. Thought. Heavy thought that has come to an end, but maybe I'm holding on to it. Maybe I'm holding on to it. That's the thing about Lenormand. It's quite direct. It's like bam, in your face. Okay, so clouds, unknown, doubt, and confusion. I mean, I think, a lot of us can relate to this, that ruminating over things that are done and over with, but somehow we're not, letting it go just yet. We're hanging on tight. So super interesting card there. All right. Let's see. Ooh, what about Bouquet? Bouquet, that is nice. Let's look at that. Bouquet. What gifts or pleasant surprises can I expect? So that's number 9. See, that would be rewards or flattery. So what do we get here? Ooh, judgment. The judgment card, right? Rewards or flattery. Rewards, judgment. Hmm, gifts or pleasant surprises. Hmm, maybe someone will unexpectedly rise to the occasion. Someone will unexpectedly rise to the occasion at a moment where I least expect it, but certainly most appreciated. That is what I get from that. Put that down. Oh, that's cool. Okay. All right. What about luck? Clover. I pulled the Clover charm while doing readings the other day. I was doing live readings and I pulled out the Clover, and the person I was reading for mentioned that they just happened to, pick up clove at the shop. So here, Clover, good luck, fortune, ooh, and the 4 of Swords, the card of rest and integration. So what luck am I gonna have? I'm gonna be able to, because there's a lot of sword energy in here, thought and passion and emotion. So maybe what's coming to me is that I'm gonna finally be able to put some things to rest. That's a lovely message. All right. Now, what about the snake, number 7? What hidden dangers or deceptions should I be aware of? Oh, the Empress. Oh, something immediately came to mind, and that is that sometimes we take time to nurture and love on people that maybe we shouldn't be spending that much of our time and our energy nurturing. Oh, that speaks loud and clear for me. That speaks loud and clear for me. So hopefully you get the idea of how something like this would work. So I'm going to go ahead and flip over all of the cards. And if there's something that, kind of jumps out at me, then I'll share. Ship, life's journey, and the Four of Wands, a celebration. So maybe some travel coming up, which I am going to be traveling shortly. In the house, family and home. Oh, the Fool card. So maybe a new beginning. That's interesting. And then for the tree, which is health and growth. Ah, Ace of Cups. How lovely is that? I love that. All right, what do we have here? Sorry, these are hard to flip without messing up. Okay, the Scythe, right? Sudden endings, cutoffs. Ooh, the Page of Swords. Whoa. Ironic that it's the scythe and then we have the sword, and not only the sword, but it's the page, which a lot of times is a message or a new beginning of some sort. So something ending so that something new can begin. Then we have the whip. Could be conflict, could be sex, could be ruts. Oh, Five of Swords. Five of Swords in the conflict, in the whip. Yikes. There's so many coincidences with these. All right, birds, right? The chatter. Oh, that's the tower. That's the tower card. Yeah, so chatter and gossip is bringing down a tower. This also resonates very, very much for me because I am seeing uh, existing things falling apart because of gossip and chatter. So interesting. Okay, so here, child. So this would be like if you wanted to read on children, but it could also be your inner child or beginnings. And we have the Page of Pentacles. That's beautiful. Let's see, the bear. Yeah, some people use the bear for the boss. Yeah, power. Okay. Ooh. Conflict. Oh my gosh. Yes, the Five of Wands. That resonates very, very much for me right now. We currently have two bosses that are out on leave, and there is definitely vying over who's going to get those two temporary spots. And there's a lot of conflict and drama right now. So that resonates very much. The Star. Oh, see, so this is like tarot, kind of, your goals and your dreams. Oh my goodness, Nine of Cups. Oh, how sweet. I love this card in that position. This is so much fun, you guys. Okay, hold on. Stork. Something moving, cycles. Ooh, Hangman, right? Yeah, that's the Hangman. So maybe a pause here. There's some reflection that needs to take place with the stork. What changes or improvements are on the horizon? Well, there is something, but it's at a standstill right now. Interesting. All right. Dog is the card of friends, support, loyalty. Ooh, the three of wands. So that's interesting because didn't we get the two of wands at some point? I was jumping around a lot. Where is, yeah. Oh, what? It's right next to it. Right? So we got the three of wands in the house of the dog and the two of wands in house of the tower. Ooh, look, they're facing each other. It's a face off. All right, garden. So this is like groups, networks, community, what's going on there? This resonates on another level. And I'm sorry I keep saying that, but it just does. Yes, having to stand your ground, feeling like people are coming after you or encroaching on your energy and feeling the need to protect your space. Wow. Okay, let's see here. Crossroads. I love this card. Actually, only have one Lenormand deck. I'm actually going to show it to you. This is my little Lenormand deck. Keep it in this little pouch. It's the only one that I have. And really, I feel like the only one that I need because, we don't need Lenormand, you don't read the imagery, right? It's much more direct system, but it's the Dreaming Way Lenormand, and it was the one that resonated the most. I love, love, love these card backs, but the reason I wanted to pull this out, this was a study deck for me, right? So when I got it, I put the keyword and then I put the, whether it was a positive or a neutral, but the artwork in this deck is so cool. And there is a Dreaming Way tarot, but it's not like this. I feel like there's a difference. There's a difference in the art, but I really like this deck. I haven't pulled this out in forever. I had actually gotten to the point where I was doing grand tableaus um, and having a lot of fun reading it. I would lay it out and leave it out over the course of the week and periodically sit with it. But I wanted to show you the card for Crossroads in this deck because I happen to love it and I'm pretty sure it was the reason why I got it. And it's right here. So look at that. When you see this, you really understand that this is, card of choices. It's neutral, but it speaks to decisions, options, choices. But I feel like this image really makes it stand out. So what do we have here? Five of Cups. Wow. That speaks to overwhelm, just like this. And maybe the possibility that we've made the wrong choice and feeling like we can't go back and make other choices. But that's the beauty of life, that even when you make a wrong choice, you can learn from it and grow from it and then move on from it. Ooh, this is so interesting. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. All right, so let me set that deck aside and we can continue. So over here, okay, the book, right? So secrets, education, and we have the Chariot, right? Indicating that it's time to actually do something with the things that we are learning, or that it's time to take charge and expose the secrets. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Then the letter. So that's usually document or signs. Letter is number 27. Written communications. So what written communications or documents are relevant? Written communications. Oh my lord. Okay, so we have the nine of swords, and in today's day and age, written communication, that could be a text, it could be an email, it could be an actual letter or document, of course. But yeah, whatever it is, putting us in a state, so this could of course have very deep meaning, but this could just be here, I'll give you an example. I recently received a letter from the homeowner association, citing a few things that needed to be corrected on my property, and it did give me, cause for concern, and I felt anxious about it. And even though I made all the calls and scheduled the work that needed to be done, every time a car slowly drives past the neighborhood, I think to myself, oh my gosh, it's them. They're looking to see if I've done it or not, you know. So it is, it could be just as practical as that. Like, it doesn't have to be anything like super over the top. So that's why I love this method, because it helps me to see things in very like practical ways. um all right, man, the male person, right? So in the Lenormand, we have the male, and then we have we have the gentleman, and we have the lady. And then we do have a lot of newer decks that are inclusive, maybe having two male cards or two female, or using non-binary figures. But for all intents and purposes, this would be the male person. Uh, and we have the Queen of Cups. That's so cool, because we also got the king. So the Queen of Cups. So maybe the male person is a person who is, very emotionally intelligent, in touch with their intuition. And that would be amazing to have someone with that, with that background. All right, so right next to the man, we have the woman. So usually this is, this would be me with temperance. Yes, temperance. So I don't have a male person in my life. So with this temperance card here, it lets me see that I am trying very hard to balance both the masculine and the feminine aspects, not only in myself, but in my home. That's cool. Okay. Next one, Lily. So that's usually, spirituality or peace. That one is number 30. All right. So what peace or what harmony should I seek? Okay. The lovers. All right. I'm going to think about that. Do I really need to be? Do I really? I don't know. I'll get back to you. Okay. Ooh, the sun. So it's interesting because we got the sun card over here under ring, right? Committing and marriage. So let's see what we get on in the house of the sun. Ooh, six of swords, right? So shifting away from something that will hopefully lead to something better, more stable down the road, taking the swords with us. I recently saw an interpretation or a drawing of this card where this person here that is pushing, or sorry, I don't know what you would call this, rowing, I guess, like the driver of the boat, was transparent, almost like a ghost. And I thought to myself, like, that could potentially be spirit that is leading us from one end to the other. And I love that so much. I can't even remember what deck that was, but I thought it was beautiful. So that is in the house of the sun. All right. And then here, the key, right? The key, insight, success, progress. Ooh, Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. That is cool. All right. Fish. Okay, so that would be like abundance, right? Ah, 10 of Cups. How synchronistic is that? Oh, it's those moments, right? Those 10 of Cup moments. They seem fleeting, but actually, if we're mindful and aware of our surroundings and in our bodies, we'll see that these moments actually happen more often than we think. I feel like having a gratitude practice is super critical to pinpointing these moments. All right, the last one, the anchor, right? So, where do we drop our anchor? This is a card that speaks to security, stability, stagnation, and we have the moon. I have to say, I'm not surprised to see this card here, suggesting that I need to spend some time doing some deeper, more reflective work. This has come up for me recently through journaling and through dream work. So that's fascinating to me. Now, of course, now that I've flipped over all the cards, you kind of get a good idea. You can get a visual, and you could use, like, if you are a Lenormand reader, then you can use different techniques, Lenormand techniques in the reading. For example, knighting. I remember I was just starting to tinker with that when I took a break. But you could see, like, for example, what is above that's weighing down, or what's underlying, what's to the left or right of you, right? So, for example, here, this one here was Lily, spirituality and peace, right? And we got the Lovers. Well, what's to the left of it? The Woman, temperance, and to the right, we have the Six of Swords. So you could say that this is like a calling, a choice, right? To bring in uh, peace. And it was something that we had to kind of go back and forth with and maybe temper, but it eventually allowed us to move on from where we were to new beginnings. See, so you can start to read the cards in different ways, not just horizontally, but vertically. You can see the beauty of reading in this way. This is like a fun exercise if you want something a little bit deeper, and you have the time. And I find that it's interesting to make the connections. You could read corner to corner. You could read about the heart. You could read from the from the first to the last. You could night, which I think goes something like this. So there's so many different ways, and it's really a lot of fun. And I think I would love to continue to do readings like this, only because it helps to look at tarot from a different lens, but also it helps me to retain what I have learned in my Lenormand practice, because I'm not actively reading. So that helps me to kind of keep those meanings fresh in my mind. So, yeah, anyways, that is what I had for you today. Hopefully, that was interesting to you. I'm a nerd, I geek out at stuff like this. So, I find it very interesting, and I hope you're able to find value. Of course, this is something anybody at home can do. I'll link Robin's document and channel in the description box in case you are interested in doing something similar. But that's what I have for you today, friends. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.